All right, now we want to talk about our life fundamentals that will help the transition from junior basketball into collegiate basketball. And one thing that we talk about a lot is with all our players, no matter if they're a freshman or not, is our time management. What I tell people right away when they come in and play collegiate basketball is, if you've never had a full-time job before, you do now as a student athlete at the University of Alabama. You know, you have practice 5 days a week. You have strength and conditioning with our strength and conditioning coach 3 days a week. You have an academic meeting with myself or Matt 1 day a week. Then you have your classes and everything that is asked from that. That is a full-time job. One of the transitions that we commonly see too is in junior basketball, juniors are used to practicing once or twice a week without a strength and conditioning with a component to things. That is much different than able-bodied high school teams that come in. A basketball player will have already practiced 5 days a week, has worked a strength and conditioning program, and has that in their bag of tricks and experience. So we actually have to teach people how to lift weights. So managing your time and all these new things is huge. One of the things Matt's going to talk about is using a Google Calendar. We know that in today's youth, with the iPhones and all the modern technologies, that there's so much we can use. So we ask all our freshmen to use their Google Calendars to help them with their time management.
There's definitely a bunch of different programs and companies that do these type of calendars. The one we're trying to talk about is Google Calendar. Google Calendar, just signing up with a Google email account, you can sign up and put up any kind of classes, any meetings, anything that you have on this list. Very simple to use and free. And it also can remind you by email and remind you by text message, depending on what alert or time that you want before that time, to remind yourself. Great tool, and it's really easy for young students coming in because it's something that they already do anyways. And it is, like we said, working with these new smartphones that they can update it actually by text message. They can send a text message to Google and update their calendar just by that way. Great tool, and they don't necessarily need to have the pen and paper with them now that we're moving on to all of the technology that we have.
Our second life fundamental is maintenance, self and equipment. We'll talk about equipment first. Just the simple facts of knowing how to change a tire, how your chair operates. You know, to have a traveling toolkit as individuals is so valuable, because you'll notice that when you play every day, you practice every day, that your chair is now going to, is that time going to need maintenance. There's going to be things that break, and one thing you can really do to frustrate a coach is not know how to take care of your chair. So you're not only pulling yourself out of practice, but then you're trying to pull somebody else out of practice to help them help you fix their chair. This is very frustrating as a coach. This is something that we do not want to see happen. So if you first come in with your chair and your equipment already in good working order, and then things are going to break. This is your chair and is going to be going under a strain that it's never gone under before. So if you know how to fix things, that is a huge positive.
And you got to be able to give these athletes the tools to be able to make this equipment change. Small tool equipment, there could be toolkits and things that you can purchase through these wheelchair companies, or something you can put together by yourself through any one of the hardware stores too. Vital things is socket wrenches and different wrenches like that to fix the chairs, and spare parts, axles and wheels and whatnot.
Another component of maintenance is yourself. There is a hierarchy within the group, within the team, and hygiene, where you're stressing your body like it's never been stressed before. So we really stress just cleanliness and hygiene. And again, like I said, there's a hierarchy within the group, within the team, that if you are that kid that has poor hygiene, the team will let you know, and you know that's not going to help your self-esteem. That's going to be something that is not going to be a positive. So you need to come in with the very basic, simple mandate of keeping yourself clean, keeping yourself with with the proper hygiene. The third thing we want to talk in life fundamentals, stealing straight from Wooden, all good coaches steal from people, is industriousness, hard work. Again, in your typical week, like we talked about in time management, your academics, combine that with practice, your strength and conditioning, and then you combine that with the new freedom that you have socially as an incoming freshman. The fact that hard work is just going to be a mandate to be successful at the collegiate level.
This is definitely going to be a mindset rather than anything else, as we really want to come in willing to put the effort in for all three of these points. And industriousness definitely is just the hard work that we're really looking for in an individual. Number 4, we're talking about nutrition and rest. Definitely a big one that gets overlooked on here. One of the first things we have on here is dorm food choices. In a lot of different places there's a wide selection of choices. Most of the time these students coming in and leaving the nest are getting all the opportunity to eat whatever they want, and it may not necessarily be the best things for them. So we really want to try to stress that they come in with the right idea of what food that they're going to need in order to do the right things with their body. With these dorm food choices, they're going to have good choices and bad choices. We want them to try to make the good ones. And like we said in here with freedom away from the parents, so they get to choose whatever kind of food they want. May not be the best, but it's got to be something that's going to work for them. Along with nutrition, it's going to be rest, getting the amount of rest that they need to effectively practice. With both of our teams, we practice early in the morning, 6 to 8 a.m. So there should be a time where you have to be ready to go and get a proper breakfast in and proper rest in. And that's what we're looking for in this fundamental.
I think it's one thing that I've seen that's a common denominator with rest is early on with freshmen, with the freedom, they'll want to stay up later in the dorms. But really, our 6 a.m. practices, after a first couple weeks, will fix that fact, because they'll just literally be to the point of exhaustion where rest is just something that they will understand. But if they have a clear picture of that coming in, you can eliminate that learning process.
And the last one we have here is joy and enthusiasm. Beyond all these fundamentals that we have here, the very effective way to keep the student going all the way strong is to have a true love of the game. And joy, enthusiasm in these practices and in class to really go on to the big picture. And the big picture in all of this is graduating with a college education. And us as coaches, our big thing that we want to do is we want to enjoy the time that you're here, but you're going to graduate and you're going to move on to other things. So we really want to see you at that graduation and know that you're coming from your family and you're coming into a new family that's going to help you through these years to get to that big picture.
Yeah, one thing you'll notice at our university, University of Alabama, is the athletic heritage is about performance, and we are about performance. But the bigger picture is we are about graduating players, sending out young men and women with disabilities into society as taxpayers and as people that will forever be within the Alabama family.
And as you can see, we've got another John Wooden quote here at the end to finish. If you have to like what you are doing. Your heart must be in it. Without enthusiasm, you can't work up to your fullest ability. And that's what we're really looking to do at the University of Alabama.
Roll Tide.
Roll Tide. Thank you.